What is going on today, guys? Welcome back to an episode of WNN, your source for the music and music production news. We got a million things happening today. I have a favor to ask, not of you guys, but of the people who make these products. Can you guys space it out a little bit? You're overloading me here. I just finished one thing and then bam, 50 things just drop on top of my desk. I have a family, I have a life, so we have several new plugins, a new synthesizer, as well as a new ROLI device that is really strange. Cringe, some might say even. In our first story, we have a really weird device from ROLI. Not even sure really how to describe it other than cringe. Personally, I think it's cringe. Some people might think it's cool. I think it's cringe. It's this device right here that you see that looks like it's in the way. That's how you're supposed to use it, actually. It's supposed to be in the way. It is called the AIRWAVE. You basically move your hands around and it does shit. I don't know how else to describe it, really. The best way to really get an idea for this is by watching it. So I think you get the idea there. You know, this is not the most cringe I've seen it. I've seen it get quite a bit more cringe. Let's take a look at that. I think you're starting to see what I mean. You know, it's just a bit gimmicky. Yeah, hey, if you want to buy this, go ahead. It's just odd. I guess it's just odd. You know, it's futuristic, I guess. I don't know. I'd probably just rather to turn knobs, I guess.
This is the Seaboard Rise 2. It's ROLI's squishy MIDI controller.
I feel like this camera angle really depicts how it can kind of be in the way. I guess if you were to use this thing, it would be a lot cooler if you have it off to the side. And, you know, you maybe have your keyboard off to the side, maybe not in front of your camera. It just looks cumbersome, I guess, is what I'm getting at here. It actually has a few funny features, too. There's something with it that you can use it to help correct your playing. So if you press the middle C with your pointer finger, and maybe you should have used your thumb or something, it'll be like, hey idiot, press it with your thumb. I'm not joking. Well, I am. It doesn't say idiot, not that I know of. If this is something you're interested in, it is €2.99. You can pre-order it now. It is not out at the moment. In our next story, we have the BIVERB from United Plugins. Hopefully they come out with the PANVERB pretty soon, or the queer verb. Does that joke work? Is that working? What the fuck? Okay, this is kind of funny. So they have an introductory discount of 81%. Normally it is $87 and they're selling it for $16. One thing to note about United Plugins, they are the infamous creators of the famous Trap Tune plugin. For those who don't remember Trap Tune, let me just show you it really quickly. It is one of my favorite music production adverts of all time.
No matter how hard you try, you will never sound like this without Trap Tune.
So I will give them this. They are trying to do something different. Different is not always great though, but hey, you guys be the judge here. They definitely try to do something. They try to do something here. So this is a dual reverb plugin, meaning it has two reverbs. So it features two reverb units, each with a variety of algorithms, including spring, room, plate, chamber, hall, and shimmer. Now you can split these reverbs differently. So the signal is distributed based on a crossover, which can be set to frequency, volume, stereo, or mid-side. It has modulation, dual ducking, a 15-day trial, 64-bit audio quality, and a sampling rate. Let's listen to a couple of the examples here.
United Plugins.
Yeah, that is something. I really feel like this is a joke. I feel like I'm getting trolled right now because that was... I don't know how else to say this. That was fucking terrible. All right, let's try this one. Also, hold on a second. Are these saying United Plugins?
United Plugins.
That one was less awful. I don't know, why did they start off with something so bad? The first one was extremely bad. That one was okay.
United Plugins.
So I guess that one was stereo. I feel like it was stereo, like it sounded a little bit different in each ear. One thing I would like to mention, selling it at this price really makes me feel like they don't believe in their own product, and it kind of makes me feel like I shouldn't believe in it either. I need to see somebody use it in a way where it's like, oh wow, that made the difference there. An isolated demo like this, it's not really selling me on it. It just sounds weird, you know, but maybe in the right context of a song, it could sound proper. I don't know though. I don't know if they have a full song here, but that was BIVERB, and you can check it out if you're feeling bi-curious. Oh my god, these the episodes of this are getting dumber and dumber. I don't know if you guys are noticing. My apologies, seriously, I'm sorry. And our next story, Ableton Live 12.1 is finally out. And you may remember a few months back, I already had talked about it. I talked about the beta version that was out, as well as all the new features. I'm just going to go over it really quickly. I think if you want a bit of a deeper dive, you could actually go to that other video and check it out. If I remember, I'll link it up here. So obviously, it's a free update for all people that own Ableton Live 12. Ableton Live 12.1 is probably what Ableton Live 12 should have been. But hey, it's a free update, so can't complain, really. So they've added auto shift, which is a real-time pitch tracking and correction device. So you no longer will need auto tune, unless you're going for more of a melodyne sort of sound where you are correcting it beforehand. Because when it says real-time pitch correction, it means real time. Like, it has to hear the sound first before it fixes it. So there's always going to be a millisecond or two before it is pitch corrected, giving it less of a natural sound. They've also added something known as the drum sampler, which essentially gives you much more control over your drum samples. And you can put these drum samplers within each note within a drum rack, giving you far more control than you would have normally over the drum rack. The drum sampler controls include 8-bit, time stretch, ring modulation, FM, pitch envelope, and punch. They've also added auto tagging for your samples. Live will not automatically assign tags to any sample under 60 seconds long. Same thing goes for VST3 plugins. They've improved the limiter and saturator a bit, give you much more control, including mid-side routing, true peak, soft clip, and maximize modes. And the saturator has also added a bass shaper curve, which is great for low-end processing. They've added some other small things as well too, MIDI editing improvements, more features for the pushes, as well as more MIDI and sequencer tools. Obviously, I've already talked about the Ableton Move in its own isolated video. I'll link that up here if you're interested. Hopefully, for the love of God, I remember to put these videos in the cards up here. And our next story, we now have the MICROKORG 2. When I say we, not me and you, I mean Korg has it, and anybody they sent it to, or anybody who buys it. The MICROKORG 2 is a synthesizer / vocoder. Pretty structured, if I do say so myself, except for that anglerfish looking thing. Yeah, I know it's a vocoder, haha. They claim they've retained some of the iconic aspects of the original, including the size, the easy to play key bed, the large dial, but the MICROKORG 2 has a new, powerful sound engine, according to them. Many more programs and a visually astounding user interface. It has a 2.inch full-color IPS LCD screen. It also features a new vocal processor. It also has a new industry-standard hard-tune pitch correction effect, as well as a harmonizer, allowing you to pitch shift and layer your original vocal sound. There's other effects as well, reverb, delay, etc. It is a loop recorder, allowing you to make backing tracks and overdub over your music. The 3 dedicated buttons, record, play / stop, and undo / redo, make loop recording super simple for anyone. I don't know, that sounds pretty complex there, man. Hopefully they explain that in further detail momentarily. It also has an arpeggiator. I will say it does look pretty nice. It has a max polyphony of 8 voices, dual mode 4 voices, and it is analog modeled synthesis with 37 velocity sensitive keys. I would fucking hope so. And it has several inputs and outputs. You can see all that down here if you're interested in that. Okay, D&B demo. Let's go. They're really putting the arpeggiator to work. This is either about to be amazing or fucking terrible. I don't know yet. Anytime I hear like a build-up, especially one that I don't know who it's by, it's either, I'm like, oh, this is either gonna be amazing or the worst thing I've ever heard. Okay, it was okay. Actually, they're wrong. It was just okay. I mean, some people might say it was terrible. Some people might say it's amazing. I just think it's okay. I'm kind of interested in these other demos now, though. Funk? I don't know. I'm not a huge funk guy, but let's. It's cool, but something just feels out of key for me. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? It's definitely really interesting. Some of the sounds are really nice, and some of the ways they're used are really nice. But yeah, the overall composition I'm not really sure about, or the way the elements blend together. Okay, never mind. Now it's hidden. Okay, yeah, no, that actually came together pretty nice there. So it appears to be $552, but it is out of stock. That's actually not bad. We still got more things to cover, and I just don't care. I just want to edit the video and put it out. Hey, if you want to film my segments for me, reach out to me, please, for the love of God. That's a joke, by the way, and I'm not letting anyone else do this. I don't trust you guys. Shit, I don't even trust me to do this. In our next story, we have a couple new things from Universal Audio. The first thing being the TOPLINE vocal suite, and the other thing being the Apollo Twin X Generation 2. Not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna phone these in. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm probably gonna phone these in. I don't even want to do this. I'm not even supposed to be here today. From what I remember, this TOPLINE vocal suite is $200, normal price $400. If you're thinking that's expensive as shit, you're not alone. You know, it's got a bunch of things in it: modulation, delay, reverb, tuning, formant shifting, dynamics, analog saturation here, as well as compression, EQ. You know, a lot of stuff you already have in your stock DAW devices, but you know, maybe this stuff sounds better. I don't know. I watched Plugin Boutique do a demo of it earlier today. It was fucking terrible. But you know, I only tuned in for a second. I don't know. They were probably just messing with the formant shifting or something. It was bad. I asked them to show feet. They didn't show feet though. God, the salesmanship here is brilliant. TOPLINE Vocal Suite is the only plugin of its kind, perfectly marrying modern vocal tuning with best-in-class UAD analog studio effects. Well, I mean, yeah, interesting claim there. Yeah, it is the only plugin that is best-in-class UAD effects with modern vocal tuning. You are the only one that can make that fucking claim. So, good job, I guess. Effortless tuning for any genre. I mean, I feel like any real-time tuner will suffice for any genre, unless you're like trying to get a really natural sound. And then if that's the case, then this will not cut it for that. Unless your vocal performance is really good and you're trying to make it sound natural, very light tuning. If that's the case, then yeah, sure, all that would suffice. But if you're looking for something that heavily corrects something terrible, no, this will not cut it for any genre. Record vocals with album quality sound, because that was totally impossible before this plugin. Quite the picture there. This person emotes pretty hard while they are recording. I guess one thing that's cool about this is they have a live mode, so you can track in real time with all this shit on it if you want to. Okay, now if you thought that was phoned in, wait until you see this next part. Alright, the Apollo Twin X Gen 2. It's the Apollo Twin X, but Gen 2. Okay guys, we got some breaking news here. Studio One Pro 7 has been released. And oh, would you look at that, it's all the things that I already dropped in the leak not that long ago. But let's go over it anyways, why not? Okay, so I'm not gonna go over the pricing, but it's $199 for new users. We got this guy here looking rather swag. So they've added over 30 new features and improvements. They've added a splice integration. They've added stem separation. Look out, FL Studio. I really wish they would bring this into Ableton. God damn it, Ableton. Just take the open source AI stem separation and implement it. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. I know it's not creative. I know it's not, like, it's probably not ethical to do it, but just please, for the love of God, do it. Just for me, if anything. They've added a new thing called the Launcher, which is essentially Ableton's session view. From what I've heard, it's a bit worse than the one that they have in Ableton and Bitwig. But one thing I will say just by looking at this one here is it is cool how you can see the waveforms. That is nice. What I really hope for someday is some sort of AI stem separation. God, now it's got me saying AI in front of it. Some sort of stem separation that allows you to separate specific instruments. You may be able to do that with certain tools, but you know, just a generalized one that would work in different DAWs, or even like be able to select and pick out specific instruments. Like if I want to isolate just a piano or something. They've added a new standalone instrument named Deep Flight 1. It has soundscapes, drones, pads, percussive and lead sounds. They've added global transpose, which is kind of cool. Kind of wish I had that in Ableton. They're giving you guys lots of ideas here, Ableton. Come on. And I think that's about it for Studio One Pro 7. They've probably added more than this, but this is just what was quickly available on the website. And I do have a bit more information in my other video, which I will link up here. Hopefully I remember to link all these cards in this video. Otherwise, this is going to be a massive L. It's going to be several L's back to back. All right, we have one more thing here. Thank God. I know, I'm sorry. ARTURIA SYNTHX V. It's a multi-timbral analog synthesizer. The way this is being presented here, you would think this might actually be a real synthesizer until you realize like, oh, $199. Seems kind of cheap for a real synthesizer. Oh, what gives? That's not a real synth. Oh, it's a fucking plugin. Oh, okay. It's got 240 presets. It features a multi-ARP, drag and drop modulation, 4 slot effects, and expressive keyboard controls. Oh god, I just don't care, bro. I don't care. I can't find an Emmy to give a shit. Let's just listen to a few sounds here, and then we'll call it a day. Sounds fine. That's gonna be my feedback for everything here. It sounds fine. Sounds fine. Sounds fine. Some slight Tycho vibes. Sounds fine though. $199, decently expensive. I don't know, for the way it sounds, I personally don't think it's that good sounding. I would not buy this. But hey, it's got a free demo, so hey, maybe you'll change your mind if you try the demo. I probably am not. Like those demos they just showed us didn't even convince me to get the demo. Okay guys, that's it for this episode of WNN. If you press the like button, I'll give you one of these nerd gummy clusters. If you subscribe, I'll give you another one. And if you want to support the channel through Patreon or becoming a channel member, that'd be great too. And I'll also give you another one. I kind of missed that one. These are pretty good. I'll see you guys next time.